So this is my new album. It's called Night Ripper. On the inside of the album, I kind of thanked all of the artists that I sample. That was part of the fun of the album, for people to kind of hunt down how many samples they could recognize, and looking through here and even recognizing artist names that they don't recognize on there and trying to pinpoint it. I feel like I did my own work, but I absolutely, owe them all a little credit because they're blatantly on the album, and I have a lot of respect for all their music. The album stirred up a lot of controversy this year. I think people are realizing that I'm not hurting anyone and I'm helping them, and kind of why go after someone who's just, clearly just trying to make music. Suggest a little hot sauce. Yeah, at least you get a little dose of Pittsburgh culture in here. Everyone is bombarded with media enough that I think we've almost been forced to kind of take it upon ourselves and use it as an art form. It's like anything, if people were passing out paints on the street for free every day, I'm sure there'd be a lot more painters out there right now, you know what I mean? That's exactly what's happening right now with kind of remix culture on the internet. And, I don't know, I think the current laws are in a lot of ways just inhibiting, the flow of culture and music. I don't know about anyone else. I'd be happy paying royalties for every sample on the record, but that's not what it'd be. To actually license a sample would cost millions of dollars, which I can't afford. If sampling would be this form of music that you just can't make music off of because you have to give all your money away, that would still be cool. It would still be this, new way to make music. I think that'd be wonderful. But in a theoretical world, if I could clear every sample on there, and I had $1 million or $1 billion or whatever to do it, it would still take me probably, 50 years to go through, the legal hassle figuring all of that out. And that's just absurd.
In the U.S. Constitution, which was adopted over 200 years ago, there's only one substantive area of law that was included in the Constitution, and that was protecting creators' rights, because the founding fathers in the U.S. said that would be more determinative of about anything else as to how successful a country you have, is that if you had people, imaginative, curious, thinking people who would want to build things, make things, and the theory was they wouldn't do it unless you somehow protected that right. Well, piracy is the unauthorized taking or theft of that intellectual property without compensation.
I write books for a living. I know that when my books are assigned in a college, kids take my words and do all sorts of junk with them. But I don't want to file a federal lawsuit about it. I don't want to go into a court and tell them, stop that person from using my work. We all understand in the context of text that you put the text out there, copyright protects you from somebody competing with you and selling the original book, but it ought to be free for people to use and reuse as they want. Those same norms have got to begin to be part of film and music and graphics as well. The copyright maximalists, the Hollywood types, say really strict control will grow the industry faster than anything. But in fact, that's wrong. Freedom actually drives a more vibrant, important economy than restriction and control.
I think the culture has changed. In the 60s, 70s, 80s, it was very much an individualistic kind of approach. And with the explosion of the internet, there's been a culture of, it's like a mixtape culture, really, where you borrow from that, you borrow from here, you make a mashup on video, you post it on YouTube. Everybody becomes a creator by taking pieces here and there from other people. Forget whether they steal or not. That's a reality that we're going to have to live with for a long time. Okay, I gotta go, man. I gotta go.
They're calling you. I think there's absolutely no question that there's a risk that copyright will just atrophy and die. No one will enforce it. We've got to think about it in an incredibly radical way so that it makes sense.
You can hear people in their songs on the radio right now that sound riffs that sound just like Black Sabbath, more so than me cutting out Bachman Turner Overdrive will sound like Bachman Turner Overdrive. I can manipulate these sources more so than people ripping off chord progressions can, hide their sources. It's the same exact world, it's just, different musical tools.
57% of teenagers had created and shared content on the internet. That's not people peer-to-peer file sharing, that's about 99%. But this is people actually creating material and making it available. To us, the couch potato generation, this is bizarre. I can't imagine doing that. But to them, it's the natural way for them to understand the world and create. Now, you can either call them criminals or call them pirates and use all the tools of the law and technology to block them from this creativity, or we could begin to encourage them by making a wide range of material available that gave them a much better understanding of their past and a much better opportunity to say something about the future.